And we are live. Welcome to the stream. Hopefully the audio is good. It's sounding a bit dodgy then. Let me know if the audio is good. I can hear you. Good, good. All right, let me just check we're live on Kick and I will move on. Yes, we are. For all the massive amount of people following me on Kick, 5 followers. Anyway, what you have in front of you is what has happened this week. This is in the top 100 coins. We've had quite a few things up and a few things down. I know there's been some release about this. BitTensor, and again, it just goes to show that, any altcoin can suddenly just decouple and go to shit, basically. I don't know exactly what's happened with BitTensor, but this is what I say about BTC is the daddy, See, price collapse, blah, blah, blah. Another coin down the shitter. Oh my God, we've got a Garn kick. Shout to you, Stephanos. Shout to you. So what I wanted to talk about today really was the whole concept about what I'm trying to do with this, which is this portfolio that I'm building. I'm going to grow this as fast as possible from 4.5K where it's at now, start at 3K to get to 10K to show you what is possible with a very small portfolio. Now, anything I talk about here, you do not have to do. And the title of the stream is building a $10,000 DeFi portfolio for cash flow, right? So what you can do based on your own personal situation is if you're looking to do that, is you can swap and change at your own pleasure. Do you know what I mean? You can swap and change at your own pleasure. You can use a higher amount, use a smaller amount, have different coins, etc., etc., etc. So for me personally, I've got some crypto here, right? Then I'm taking a small amount and using it in DeFi. For someone watching, however, you may want to use more. And depending on what you want to do with it, you may want to use some altcoins, no altcoins, just your Bitcoin, etc. So you need to kind of decide before you even start this whole thing, what you're going to allocate to DeFi. Obviously, you can add more as time goes on, but what are you looking to dedicate? 5%, 10%, 20%, 25%? Maybe you're sick of not earning income on your crypto and you're thinking, right, well, I'm just going to go for it. What are the tools you'll need then to start this whole thing? What are the tools you'll need? So you'll need some crypto wallets. And to be honest with you, most hot wallets work. So you've got, I list them. So you've got obviously MetaMask, Any decentralized ones kind of work. Phantom, and again, it depends what chain you're using. Rabbi, Exodus should work. Trust Wallet. There's loads of these. Loads of them. These are kind of the main ones, though, that are used within DeFi. Get yourself some wallets and then decide which cryptos you're going to stick in your DeFi portfolio. I.e., I mentioned before, got a bit of Keto in mine, got a bit of ETH. Not all of it, because I've got a main bag over here. Right? Then you need a few research tools. So we've got DeFi Llama, look at the total value locked for every pool, check the yields, check the different platforms available. DeFi Llama is a good go-to research tool. Okay? After that, I'm trying to think the best way to go with this is what strategy are you going to follow? What strategy are you going to follow based on the coins you've got? I spoke about my strategy, which is here. And it starts kind of here. So you deposit 2 of your assets, supply it to a liquidity pool. This is the one that I was in. I'm in, sorry, ETH Keto pool. Earning yield. It was 6% a month. It has gone down now. Can easily go back up. Compound it. So all the earnings I get from it goes back into the pool. And then it's a flywheel of the pool grows, the yield grows, etc. Then a monthly dollar cost average into it. So you've got a couple of things I want to touch on as we go through this. So APRs are way down in the last month or so. Do you reckon they'll stay low for much longer? How long is a piece of string? Crypto is a fast-moving space. One day, a coin can be 20% down. You wake up the next day, it's 20% up. Over the long term, APRs in liquidity pools will far outpace, obviously, savings accounts or staking your crypto. 80%, you could probably get that. I would say roughly between 5 to 10% a month over a 12-month period is roughly what you'll get, depending on what it is. If you try to do Bitcoin, it's a bit lower. This is variable. This month, probably about $500-ish. We'll see. We'll see. Right. So, to go back to the example, that's my strategy. If you've got your altcoin, this may be your strategy. So similar, supply your asset, deposit in a liquidity pool, earn the yield. Then your choice is compound it to grow the liquidity pool size, thus increasing the amount that you gain in yield because you're obviously got more to go at. Or swap it for BTC when you compound it, spend it on whatever the hell you want to stack stack stocks. In terms of spending it, I've got a few questions where people are like, well, how do I spend it, Matt? And one of the guys in our group was asking actually. So, and I don't have an affiliate link for these, to be honest with you, but Revolut. So Revolut is now registered in the UK as an official bank, so it's protected with your money. Obviously, your crypto isn't, but what I'm trying to say is they're very crypto friendly, and any yield that you earn in your crypto wallet, you can send it directly to Revolut, and you can actually set it so you spend on your Revolut card, and it automatically converts your crypto at the point of sale, and that's how you can spend it. And if you're worried about, oh, what about tracking it? You can just track it with Coinly, which I do have an affiliate link for. So again, once you're doing all this stuff, make sure you've got all your off ramps, i.e. your exchanges, make sure you tracking your crypto using something like Coinlay, which is this. And then when setting everything up, you've got everything. You also need to make sure that you track your earnings. So we've got the dashboard set up and you can track each month, the platform, the pairs, the ranges, how much invested, the value, the APR, and how much profits you're taking. So therefore, you know how much you're earning, right? So make sure you got the wallets, the research station, the off ramps, the on ramps, the tracking of your crypto, and the tracking of the spreadsheets. Once you get all this done and set up, you're ready to go with earning money in DeFi. And it's more simple than you think. So again, this is one strategy here. Use your altcoin, use it to yield more crypto. Your decision is what you do with it, right? I'm not telling you what to do. This is your own personal circumstance. So you may want to swap it for BTC and stack it long term. You may want to just earn more of the existing crypto that you've got, which in this example is Solana. And we went through this on another stream. We're looking at the pools, which I'll show in a minute. Or for your strategy, you may want to do a Bitcoin strategy. And this was the Bitcoin strategy that I've been showing the guys in the group use. So you start here. If you don't want to sell your Bitcoin, right? Supply your asset into Aave. Aave, if you didn't know, is a massive DeFi platform. 30 billion, 26 billion locked in the platform. Earns, a lot of revenue per year. So it's not something small. And then what you do, take a loan against your Bitcoin, which in theory is an appreciating asset. Look how much it's gone up in the next 10 years, last 10 years, how much it could potentially go up in the next 10 years, as it is digital gold, in my opinion. Get a loan back in USDC, supply that asset to VFAT, if that's obviously what you want to supply it to, VFAT being one of the platforms you can earn yield in liquidity pools. And again, we're going to look at them. Earn yield, and then you get your Bitcoin again. And then guess what? With your Bitcoin, you can then stack it, then supply it again, get another loan, and we just go around in the flywheel forever of earning. Because a big thing that people will always say in the comments to me is, well, you know what? I don't need to worry about liquidity pools. I don't need to worry about all this because all I'm going to do is sell my Bitcoin in 10 years. And the reply after that is, what a stupid idea. What a stupid idea to sell your Bitcoin. Because you know what you'll do? You sell your crypto, aka Bitcoin, which is the best asset, I think. You sell that, and 1, 2, 3, 4 years after it, guess what? Bitcoin goes up in price. Right? So you've sold your asset that's going up in price, which is stupid. So this strategy, if you're looking to use your Bitcoin, uses the Bitcoin to, guess what? Uses the Bitcoin to yield more Bitcoin without your dollar cost averaging in. And if you dollar cost average in as well, then we've got a massive flywheel, which is BTC into Aave, into liquidity pool, earning more BTC, and we go on and on and on and on. Right? You're just stacking your BTC. So once you've picked your strategy, what you think you want to do, you need to go shopping. And what you're shopping for is yield. No matter what coin you have, there'll be something in there. So this is one at the moment. If we go on crypto bubbles, we've got this coin, which is going crazy. I'm not saying do this, by the way. This is just an example. If you had this coin that had gone crazy, you go on VFAT. Oh, look, Rave coins here. 4,000 APR. I'm not sending this, by the way. This is just an example. Deposit your assets, start earning Rave. Now, if you've obviously not got a shitcoin like that, you go on here and you may want to yield your avalanche. So you've got the farms with all the different APRs here. This one, for example, 83%, another one 99%. And it's a case of just going through each one, making sure that the widths are okay. You can adjust them, making sure that they're on a decent platform that's got volume, that's got total value locked in it. Decide if you want a pool or a farm. A farm, you earn the native token of the farm. A pool, you earn 2 assets that you put into the pool. So, for example, if you were like, right, I've got Avalanche and I've seen an ETH Avalanche pool here. I want to enter this. What is this platform on so I can check? It's on Uniswap. So then for your research, go over to here. Obviously, if you've never heard of Uniswap, go on there. Oh, look, it's got 3 billion locked in it. This isn't some small backstreet DeFi platform, And this is what it's good to see. Love this approach. I've been doing it for a few weeks and making me 50 cents a day. I mean, this is what it starts with. Your first dollar, your first 50 cents. But what is actually funny is this guy here or girl earning 50 cents a day off a small deposit. I guarantee he's making more money than the person with a ridiculously inflated portfolio in a lot of shit coins going to zero. There was a guy that I shared the other day that invested in the coin I invested in a good few years ago now, back in the 2021 bull run, which was this. And this guy invested when everything was good up here. Bear in mind, I bought in at just under $100 and sold about 80. Right, it's now $3. This guy invested, I don't know what price he invested in, but he had 300 grand, $300,000 worth of EGLD, and now he's got 13 grand worth. So someone like him, who was 6 figures up and is now down to 13K, he's earning less than this guy with a small deposit here. And unfortunately, this guy with the $13,000 left out of 300 grand, you know what he's going to do? He's never going to sell this coin because he feels that at some point he'll be able to make a bit of money back. But the harsh reality is, if he had that 300 grand, he didn't, even if he put 50 in liquidity pools, he could have earned over those 4 years quite a bit of cash. Right. So we go on and we're talking about Avalanche. And we were talking about looking at a liquidity pool on Uniswap. So you've checked that it's all good. Check that the chain you want to use it on is Avalanche. You want to use it in a liquidity pool. Okay. Maybe there's a few that are similar pools, because let's be honest with you, there's quite a lot of choice sometimes. And sometimes you can get the same pairs on both farms and pools. So for example, you may see a USDC, Avalanche USDC farm, and you may see a Avalanche USDC pool. So you may think, well, which one of these is best? Are the APRs as accurate as they are? What am I going to earn? So what we need to do then is test it. So what you would do then is, right, I'm going to put, and this is what you would think, I'm going to put a small amount into 2 pools, and then what I'm going to do is test them with a small amount, aka $100, and see how they behave. So you could test for 3, 4, 5 days and then see how all of them behave. You could do 2, could do 3, and then obviously you would then scale up the pools that do well. So one pool may do better than the other, right? We'll go in that one. Yeah. As long as you've got ranges that aren't going to go out quickly, as long as you understand how the pools behave, then you'll be doing okay. Yeah. One thing that I need to go through is how many pools you should have. So some people will be like, well, let me set up 10 shitcoin pools, and it again, it's kind of like a crypto portfolio. The more you have, the more hard work it's going to be in keeping track of them. You know? And if you have too many pools, you're monitoring too many ranges, you're monitoring too much information on a spreadsheet. Yeah, you want to keep this simple. Some people, what they want to do, and let me show you on Orca because it's easier to show. Right? If you're in a pool like this, some people with a smaller portfolio may want to play it more risky, right? And do a tight range. So it may go in slightly, may go out, but when it's in the middle, it is generating a lot more than a wider range, right? And you're going to have to monitor it a bit more. You're going to have to wonder whether to rebalance more. Some people I know can't be bothered. If you've got a larger portfolio, you may be like, you know what? I ain't doing that. I'm going wide for my range and I'm doing this. So it's covering a longer time period. You're getting less. Obviously, I'm not on about this exact one, but you're getting an example of what is happening. And then you just leave it. So again, it depends on what coins you've got and what you want to do. A big thing that people do in this field as well is going back to this comment here, is they lose patience. So what will happen is people will get into crypto, they will get into liquidity pools, and they will lose patience quickly, right? One swallow does not make a summer. And what I mean by that is, in crypto, a week is a long time. A day is a long time in crypto. Yeah. So if you are always checking the APR, if you're always checking the price, if you're always checking the volume and you're getting impatient with where it's going, you will miss out when the volume spikes. Because crypto isn't, DeFi isn't something in liquidity pools that spikes on, price go down, APRs go down, price go up, APRs go up. It doesn't kind of look like that. It's the volume going through the pairs that you have got. So one thing I wanted to show as well is this. So this is something to show with people that will say, well, the 4-year cycle's at an end. The 4-year cycle is something that has been broken. And guess what? It hasn't ended. Yeah. People think that because of what happened in this bull run, because we didn't get the altcoin season, it didn't go as before, that there is no 4-year cycle anymore. The market's matured and that we're in for a magical pump in 2026. I've got some unfortunate bad news, but this still plays out well for liquidity pools and DeFi. And the reason is, if you look on the screen, we've got not every bull run, but the last 3 bull runs that we can look at. This one here, 77 weeks it took, right? And that is from the Bitcoin halving straight through to top of the market. The second one is the 2021 one, 78 weeks from the Bitcoin halving to the top of the market. Third one, 77 weeks from the Bitcoin halving to the top of the market, right? So all you see in front of you is a perfect crypto market, a perfect bull market and bear market playing out each time. Now, the bad news is for number go up is that obviously you can see straight after every single bull run, we have a dip. We have a dip and we have a dip. And what that means is every time there is a dip, we go into a bear market. So the bear market, how long does it last? It can be probably about 18 months to 2 years, right? If you look at the distance now until the next Bitcoin halving, which is when it starts picking up steam every time, it is roughly 105 weeks, 2 years. 2 years until we get an actual bull market again. How does that play out for DeFi then, and why is it good? It is good because if we look at the prices, ideally, what is the best price to accumulate these coins? And what is the best price if you're looking to, say, do a Bitcoin loan or whatever? It's definitely not the top of the market. So if you want to accumulate, let's be honest, what is the best price to accumulate Bitcoin at? It's not 125K. What is the best price to accumulate Ethereum at? Not 5K. What is the best price to accumulate XRP at? Not $3.50. What is the best price to accumulate Solana at? Not $250. Here's the prices now. So if we have the next 2 years of, and obviously you've got to believe in these coins if you're accumulating them for the next bull run. You've got to believe in these coins in this accumulation phase now. You've got to think, right, I'm going to accumulate these coins over the next 2 years. And then when we get a bull run, boom, you are getting more for your money because you've accumulated more of the coins at a faster rate than you would if you just dollar cost averaging. But again, I'm not telling you exactly what to do. It is up to you how you use this information. Everyone is different. Everyone has a different goal within crypto and their own personal lives. So the guy that is using Bitcoin to acquire more Bitcoin is different from the guy using Solana to spend the cash because they're sick of not getting an ROI back from it. Everyone is different. The 18-year-old that wants to live off the Solana stack for 1, 2, 3K a month in Thailand is different than the 50-year-old business owner who wants to earn money off their 1 BTC every month and stack more BTC to give to their kids or family, whatever. Everyone's got a different story. And that is the benefit, really, of crypto and the benefit with DeFi. People always point out, well, DeFi is risky, blah, blah, blah. Well, you know what's actually riskier? Actually riskier, and no disrespect to these platforms, is using something like this. Right? I like crypto.com, but if you're using it to gain yield on your crypto, just be aware that you're giving custody of your cryptos to them. The same with Any platform. We've got more here. We've got Nexo, which is another one. We have got, so I think that a lot of them have gone out of business. Celsius was obviously the main one. I think you can on Binance. I mean, and even if you just Googled earn yield on crypto, there will be some ones I've never, ever heard of. So you got Nexo, obviously Coinbase, Kraken. You can do it. Finare, I don't know what that is. There's Celsius still coming up in the listings. The best thing you can do if you want to earn yield on your crypto is do it by DeFi. Because if you're using your crypto on someone else's platform, and unfortunately, it is all on you if something goes wrong, because you've given it to them, and then chances are you may not get your crypto back. We saw it happen to FTX, Celsius, BlockFi, YLD platform. There's so many that exist. So if you're using DeFi, you are the own boss of doing it. And with these liquidity pools, there's no lockup period. There's no actual time that you've got to pay back any loans. It's all decentralized. It is all small contracts. People talk about hacks. People talk about, if something happens, if the website goes down, the smart contracts still operate. There'll be a way to access it via a different UI, which is user interface that someone will make. And it's all controlled by you. You could literally start this with nothing. And even if you want to earn 50 cents a day, you can do that. You can do that. Obviously, if you want to book a call, you can do. Got a link in the description for you if you want to do that. And it is a simple way, in my opinion, to earn money in crypto when, let's be honest, I'm not 100% sure if or when we're going to get crypto going back up. And I mean, going back up a lot. If you look at the crypto market and the rates that are up for some in a month, you're not getting that in a year. Like Algorand, 17% in a month. You're not getting that in a year in the S&P 500, especially at the moment. So it's still a good place to be, in my opinion, in the crypto market. And people get down when they've not got the 100x. People get down when they've not got the 20, 30x on the meme coins. It doesn't matter. Trust me, it doesn't matter. All you need to be concerned about is the mindset that if this year is going to be a sideways year, so prepare for the worst case scenario, sideways and down, then guess what? I'm going to have a strategy. I'm going to try and make it work for myself, whether it's through BTC, whether it's through altcoins, and what the strategy looks behind that. If you want to book a call with a team, join the community, you can do. Link in the description. And it really is that simple, guys. So if you've got any questions, let me know. For the guy that is on Kick, I'm on YouTube as well. If you follow me on that. In terms of what coins can you use and get liquidity pools out of, the major ones, I would say. I wouldn't say BTC. I'd say just loan against your BTC and use something else. But you've got BTC, Ethereum, Solana, XRP, Avalanche, Chainlink. There's just so many. And if we go off the filters here, there's 3,000 farms on there, 7,000 pools there. Oh no, it's hiding. So you can fix everything to certain parameters that you want to look at. There's so many different chains. There's so many different assets. It just goes on and on and on and on in terms of cash, ready for you to print. You know, there's loads here. So if there's no questions, I shall end the stream. See you guys very soon. Any questions, put them in the on the video after I've ended the stream. But anyway, just watching, guys.